Hello. So we're going to look at a few possibilities in Photoshop for editing your reference imagery. So you need a front image and a side image. Best to stick to black and white or black and pale grey. I'm sticking with the white. It seems to work okay in Blender. Reasonable contrast. So one of the first things to note is because you are using black and white, you probably want to use something like B for brush repeatedly. And if you look in my show off window here, it reveals what mouse buttons and key presses I'm using. So B for brush and pointed little detail in the shoulder of the character there. So that demonstrates also that I've got symmetry on. So you can define your own symmetry line. I didn't use especially the center of the image at the time. You can keep turning it on and off. Obviously you need to put in some non-symmetrical bits in your drawing, and that's probably going to figure in your reference imagery too. And you can turn symmetry off, of course. Okay, so I use vertical symmetry and then set it ready, and then just started drawing around that. Okay, so that's that. And the other thing, of course, is the guides. So if you do view rulers, which I've got on, then you don't need any kind of vertical guides, but you can drag them out from the ruler and drop them wherever you see fit. I don't think that's an undoable thing, but anyway, so yeah, there's a guide just hanging around there. So I created my images on a square plane. You notice I've gone for a pose, and this is for it makes it a little bit easier in modelling terms and in terms of putting the skeleton in Blender. And so I've mapped across in order to put these details at the consistent level on the side view. So if I bring the side view in, background on, you can see that guide's slightly distracting, but you can see that the things have been set to hit a consistent parts. It just makes it so much easier. Okay, when it comes to export time, I'll go for the crop tool. I'll temporarily crop it square, 1:1 square. Save a copy. So crop it square, save a copy, and then undo to get the image back, and then move on to the next image, crop that square. I've selected the layer now. And then you just let it snap to the top or bottom if it goes. Oh, another thing, yeah, note that my images are set to be to the very edge of the image area. Okay, so head at the top, toes at the bottom. That means everything size-wise is going to be easy to set up. Okay, so the same thing again, crop it, save a copy, JPEG form, and then undo your few steps if you need to save again. But it's best to kind of keep in the same file just in case you need to do some adjustments later on. So what's that look like in Blender? Well, here's my work in progress. So if I just make the view like that, as you can see, I've made some sort of start. Doesn't make much sense looking at an angle, but you can see I've got my figure on the center spot, properly symmetried around the x-axis 0 spot. That's the red axis here. And front view, and my side view is now pointing to the right of our world, if indeed it has a kind of pointing right. It's actually facing down negative y. So if I straighten it up, just pick that and drop it. Okay, so removing perspective with this tool here, that means you can get a good view on what's going on and make sure that it conforms pretty much to the shape that you've drawn. Don't worry too much about this, the stage it looks like now. This is capable of being any number of different human or humanoid creatures, albeit generally on 2 legs. Although if someone's been crawling around, just add a few arms and they'll stand in very nicely. Okay, so let's get an angle view again. You'll notice this quite often. You either lose something or you end up right close to something just because it's flipped into perspective mode. And if I knew how to stop it doing it, I would. But you can click the button and always come out of perspective mode. Okay, so that's a kind of decent setup. It really doesn't matter how far away this image is. I've built in a bit of space so I can look right around the back and pretty much see everything I need from almost every angle. The character's left side is blocked by the image plane, but that's okay because I'll be doing a lot of work in symmetry and just working on this side, and the other side will be kind of automatic. Okay, so that's the state of play as regards setting up your virtual studio in Blender, and then we'll get going in the next clip. Okay, thank you.